Hello everybody, you are welcome back to CodeReturn. In today's tutorials, I'm going to walk you through how to download and install Flutter. So without much ado, let's jump right into it. First, Google for Flutter SDK download and click on the first link. Which is going to bring you to this page. So here at this page, click Get Started. And if you are using Windows, you pick the Windows install, and here the so you click on it, then you save the file. And also, since we are going to use Android Studio emulator to run our code, so what we have to do is we need to download Android Studio. This one too, you have to search for download Android Studio and click on the first link, which is going to bring you to this page. Then you select on download Android Studio. So we are going to use this emulator to run our Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have a physical device, or let's say if you are not using Android phone, you can use this emulator on your computer too. So here you accept the terms and conditions pertaining to it, and you click on the download. And this one too, you click on save file. And also we'll be using Visual Studio Code. So this one too, you can search for Visual Studio Code and you take the first link, then you make sure that you download Visual Studio Code depending on the system that you are on. So I'm using Windows, I'll pick the Windows version. And here, this one too, I'll save file. So I now have my Flutter, Android Studio and Visual Studio Code downloaded. So what I'll do is I have to extract this file. So I'll extract this file. It's a little bit heavy. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video and hit back in when it's done. Oh, I hope everything is done. So I now have this Flutter Windows that's 1.17.1 stable. So I'll double click to open and double click to open into the Flutter folder. What I'll do is I'll come to the bin folder and make sure that I'll copy this link, because we are going to use it to set an environment variable so that we can access our Flutter SDK wherever we are. So I'll copy it, Ctrl+C to copy it. But first, the little advice that I'll give it to you is that you need to keep this file, this Flutter file, at a safety place where you think that nobody will mess up with the file. So with that, I'll come to my this then I'll come to advanced settings. In the advanced settings, you take that as environment variable, you click on the environment variable, then you take this part here, you click the edit. But since I have my Flutter here, I'll not add it to it. But what you do is you come to new, and this line will be there. Then you paste the location of your file here. But since I already have it, I'm not going to do it again, so I'll get rid of it. Then after that, you make sure that you hit OK to save everything. To check that you have truly installed Flutter, what you can do is you search for CMD and you run your CMD by running Flutter version. Yeah, so if you see this thing, meaning that Flutter, you have now installed Flutter successfully, or we can type Flutter alone too. This thing also shows that you have installed Flutter successfully. So we now have Flutter installed in our system. Before that, we will start installing the Android Studio. I want us to check this thing also. We can check that if Flutter has also truly installed by using the we will use Flutter Doctor. Yeah, so this one will tell us that we have Flutter successfully installed, and our version, we have Android Studio installed. Then we also have Visual Studio installed with it depends. Then what we do is I'll come back to where I have my files and I'll install Android Studio also, because but you have to make sure that you have your internet connection, because certain files will be downloaded from the internet, the SDK and some important files which you need to run the Visual Studio. Okay, since I have Android Studio installed on my machine, I'll not go through all the procedure, but like I said, you need to have internet connection on it. You just click next and wait for everything. Install Visual Studio Code. It's also the same procedure. You leave everything as default and you click next till the installation is done. Then what you do is you come into your Visual Studio Code here. You click on this icon, then you install that. Here I have installed it, that's why there's installed and disabled. And you also install Flutter. Also, I've installed it, and these two ones are optional. That's the Material Dark and icon theme. They are optional. You can choose to install them. Since you have all these things installed, our next step is to set up our emulator. Here in this Android Studio Wizard, what you have to do is you have to start a new project. So you take the new project. Since we just want the emulator, we can click on an empty project. Then we will leave it like this. Here you leave it as default. then you tap on the finish. The Android Studio emulator, what we need to work on is AVD manager, which is this one. So we will click on it to open the be presented to this page. What you do is you click on create virtual device. With virtual device you select phone, so then you use Knox 5. Then next, then we will download anyone that you choose to download. My Android Studio emulator is not running. It's because of some settings, and my GPU is not strong enough to run it. So that's the reason why I use Knox Player. It's easy to set up the emulator. Just follow the procedure, next, and everything will be done. My laptop was not all that powerful to run the Android Studio emulator, so what I did is I downloaded this player known as the Knox Player, and I made a little settings on it. So what I did is I came to the settings here, and in this settings widget and in this settings wizard, what I did is I marked the root, and since I marked the root and change the size to mobile. It might be tablet or custom, whatever, but make sure that you leave it at mobile, and you save the settings. After having that setting saved, then you come to this settings here in your Knox Player. Settings, what you do is you come to about tablet, then this build number, you tap it 7 times. So they'll give you a message that you are now a developer. Then you come to your developer options. You make sure that debugging is marked, and also USB debugging is marked. Then to create a new Flutter project, what you have to do is here I'll create a new folder which I'm going to put my project inside, and let's say, let me name it try, TRY. And in this try here, what I'll do is I'll tap this one, then I'll call for my CMD, then I'll open the command prompt. Then what I'll do is I want to create a new Flutter project. So to do this, I will type Flutter. So to do this, I will first open my Visual Studio Code. So code space dot or code space period. You will be presented this window like earlier on. So you come to terminal, then you open new terminal. Here in this new terminal, what you do is you will type Flutter create, and the name of your application. So I'll call this application app. So Flutter create app, then you strike the enter. So this will download all the necessary things that you need for the app, but make sure that you have your internet connection on, because certain files will be downloaded online. So when the project is created, you'll be presented with these files and folders, but the one that we have much interested in it is the lib folder. So in this lib folder, we will be represented with this main.dat file. Here we already have a simple code which we can test in our app and see what it does. Like I said, since I'm using Nox Player and there is no device connected, so I have to connect my Nox Player to my Visual Studio Code. So what I'll do is I'll come to the CMD and open with administrator, db connect to our local host, which I'll use 127.0.0.1 62001. Then I'll hit enter. You see connected to this device. So I now have my Nox Player connected. So what you click on this, then you come to run, and you will take that start debugging. So wait for it to do its magic, and you have our app being launched. But for the first time, it will take a long time before your app will launch. So let's launch it and see what will happen. Yes, one thing about these devices, it really takes very long time to install the APK. So what I'll advise you is that you can connect it to your real Android device and test it. So that one too, if you want me to show you, you can leave it at the comment section. So running this as your first time, you get Flutter demo to be your app bar title, and here is just a simple code to show that yes, your Flutter is indeed working. So guys, thank you for watching how to get started. So guys, thank you for watching how to start Flutter as a beginner, and we take this series to a new level. So I wish that you subscribe and have more beautiful content like this, and also leave a comment for me to know either you like it or not and your reasons. Bye bye.